Oh, I cannot tell you've been working out. That's probably only because I can only see you from like the shoulders up, you know? Since you asked, I'm assuming you like think I would notice from the videos, and unless you're doing grin crunches, I certainly can't tell. I don't think it's working. Probably because it's not a real thing. So Jay, on Monday I posed a controversial question on whether or not you can draw a line on a controversial topic. And guess what? Found a different line. The one I shouldn't cross, or it makes the people I interact with on YouTube a little upset with me. And I just want to apologize if like anybody at all was offended by like that video or the topic or the question or anything related to it, because that certainly was not the intent at all. I'm just always kind of like looking for these questions that don't necessarily have like a yes or no answer. Like the answer is a gray area, and normally those evoke pretty good conversations, but I think this one kind of crossed the line that people just weren't comfortable with. So I do just want to apologize for that and let everybody know that I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna like stay away from controversial topics for a little while. So a nice light topic for today. Why the bagel isn't that great. I mean, look at these things. They are, I mean, for one thing, they're round. Okay, so not a good topic. What I'm actually going to talk about is your question of the day from yesterday, which was, have I ever had like a life-changing epiphany? And in the past year, I've kind of been having a lot of these because I'm starting to grow up a little more now that I'm like out of college and completely on my own. So this is not so much like a specific instance where I was all like, oh my god, if you lift weights, you get stronger. I was actually put in a situation where I like saw something that I knew I've been like guilty of in like my very recent past, and it just bothered me that they were doing it, and I was like, oh, this is such a young kid thing to do. This is more of an instance like where I noticed that a life change had occurred. Growing up, I always liked to have like hands-on projects where I got to actually like do like little do-it-yourself things, and I was in like 2 years of wood shop in high school, but like the first real project that I like ventured out and did and kind of pushed like the boundaries of what I already knew was installing like really high-end car audio in my car. But yeah, like one weird thing about me is that I love speakers, even though I'm not like that into music. So I installed like all brand new speakers and these like gigantic subwoofers in the back of my car, and like I was that guy that you pull up next to at the traffic light and like your water on the dashboard is getting the ripple effect like in Jurassic Park because the bass is just that loud. I blasted my music always. Whenever I met someone new, I always wanted to like show off this particular aspect of my life. So like every time somebody new would get in my car and we go driving around, I would always show off by basically turning the music all the way up. Never did it occur to me that this could be anything but really impressive. So recently I flew down to Florida for like a fish conference, and the guy who picked me up is a younger guy who works with the crew, and he was just like assigned to get me from the airport. And I'll be honest, it was like a Sunday morning flight at like 6 a.m. and I was hungover, and the guy came to pick me up, and it was still like cold in Florida at that point in time, or at least cold for Florida. It was like 50 degrees. But I got in the back seat, and he like rolled down all the windows and just blasted the music. And the thing that was like seriously racing through my mind was, he's not even gonna hear me ask him to pull over so I can puke. I ended up making it. Probably not the best thing that like this life realization moment happened hungover. This is like something very specific that like I've done in the very recent past, and it's something that I looked at just as like the behavior of like a younger person. So there you go, I'm basically a 100% adult now. But for my question of the day, is there like anything that you look back on and you just ask, why did I ever do that? Leave it in the towel section down below, and Jay, that's all I've got for you today, man. I'll see you tomorrow.